Hey, I'm Luke Buwalda, and I'm going to inform you about baseball cards. It's a big passion of mine. I've been collecting since I was 9 or 10 years old. And not just the cards, I've also collected the memorabilia, collectibles. I, like to go to games with my dad and get baseballs from players I like. I have jerseys that, I've gotten signed from, favorite Hall of Fame players. But the cards, though, they really have been the biggest passion of mine, specifically vintage stuff. Some favorites of mine are this Sandy Koufax card here. This guy was a legend pitcher, and he was famous for the many World Series that he made it to in the 1960s. Another favorite card of mine is this Aaron Judge rookie card. Now Aaron Judge is still playing, but he's my favorite player right now. He's on the Yankees, and he's setting all kinds of records with home runs and his outfielding skills. Really cool card to have. Now, what makes cards like kind of rare or valuable? Well, some newer cards, they have some cool little novelty things that they've been doing. This one here is a bat card. So this is Jorge Posada, and either, after the season they had some extra bats or maybe he broke one. They cut up his bat into small pieces and they would put it inside a baseball card. So it was a real piece of his bat, which, obviously it makes it more limited in number too, and it's a really cool piece to have. So that can make cards more valuable. Also, they're really fun to find. This here is a jersey card, same idea, except this has a piece of, a game-worn jersey there. So they cut up the jerseys, put them on cards, makes it way more valuable and super rare, really rare and cool to find. This one here is even, harder to find. I've never seen many of these, but this is a piece of his glove. So Willie Randolph, star player, this is a piece of his glove from a World Series, and the cool thing about this card is that here on the back, you can see those numbers there. Now it says 277 out of 299. This is called a stamped card. So you can get this not just for glove cards, but other cards as well. And that means that there's only 299 made. So that makes it very rare and ultimately more valuable as well. This one here is another fun card in my collection. It's a newer one of Nick Castellanos. He's still playing. This card here was on the Tigers. And you can see here it's autographed, but the shiny, shimmeriness, it's called chrome. It's kind of a special edition card. And so the fact that it's an autograph card, a chrome card, and it's also his rookie card, which means it's his first year. So you don't know if the player's going to be good or not. That makes the cards way more valuable. Now, I said vintage are my favorite, and that's because they're a cool piece of history to own, and they're also much more rare. Starting in the 1980s, they started overproduction, and so that means they made so many cards that they're available everywhere, and they're not worth as much because there's so many available. So anything 1970s and before are a little more rare, and they're really cool. They're made out of different cardboard, and so I just really like collecting the vintage stuff. I have a few here. This one here is an Al Kaline card. Al Kaline is one of the greatest players of all time, and he's on the Tigers. And so that one's just a really cool one that I found one time at a show. Now, my favorite type of vintage cards are the T206. Those were sold in cigarette packs back in the day, 1909 to 1911. And those ones, the most valuable one is the Honus Wagner. That's the most famous baseball card of all time. Here it is. This is Honus Wagner. He was a star shortstop for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I have, a couple reprints of his cards that I like to collect because he's a really good player. But his card is the most valuable. In 2022, it sold for $7.25 million for a piece of cardboard, right? But the reason for that is because it was sold in cigarette packs. He found out about that, and he didn't want his image, because he had a lot of kids that were fans of his, and he didn't want them buying cigarettes to get his card. So he pulled all the cards and recalled them, and so there's only about 70 in existence, which makes them so valuable, even if they're not in great condition, which is the funny part. Now, I've been really getting into this kind of card as well, so I got a couple T206 cards, not that valuable, but still really, really rare. This one here, you can see it came, I think this is a 1910, and you can see the back there is the cigarette company. Here's another one I have. And see, they're not in great condition, but they're so rare that any condition, is still great. So I hope I've educated you on some fun baseball cards, what makes them valuable, what makes them collectible, and what are my personal favorites. Thank you.